So, today, we're going to dive into two of Shakespeare's most powerful sonnets. But we're not just looking at them as poetry. Think of them more like a roadmap, a guide to navigating two of the biggest struggles we all face, that crisis of self-worth and that quiet dread of time just passing us by.
And that brings up a really interesting question, doesn't it? Which one is harder to face? Is it that sharp personal pain when you feel totally worthless and alone? Or is it that slow, creeping realization that time is running out and things, well, they're fading? They're both huge challenges, and it turns out they need very, very different kinds of answers.
And this is our guide for today. This amazing visual lays out how Shakespeare tackled these exact problems hundreds of years ago. You can see it right there. On one side, you've got this storm of a personal crisis, and on the other, the quiet, gentle sunset of aging. Let's see what he can teach us.
Okay, first up, Sonnet 29. Now, this isn't just some fancy poem. This thing is a direct response to a full-blown crisis of self-worth. It's all about hitting rock bottom and then finding a way to climb back out.
Just look at the left side of our image here. It perfectly captures the beginning of the poem. You see that kneeling figure, totally burdened and alone under those stormy clouds? That's someone who feels completely out of luck, rejected by the world, and honestly, rejected by themselves.
The emotional world here is, well, it's brutal. The speaker is wrestling with this deep, dark despair. He's looking at other people and wishing he had what they have, their friends, their talent, their future. It's this vicious cycle of envy and self-doubt that makes him pretty much hate who he is. We've all been there, right? Even just a little bit.
And that's the core problem, right there, personal inadequacy. It's that little voice in your head telling you you're not good enough, that everyone else has it all figured out. The real fight isn't with anyone else, it's completely inside your own head.
But then, everything flips. Right in the middle of all this misery, the speaker thinks about someone he loves, and just that thought, that one simple memory, is enough. It's like the sun suddenly breaking through those storm clouds, and it doesn't just make him feel a little better, it completely restores his sense of self-worth. Suddenly he feels so rich that he wouldn't trade places with a king.
All right, now let's completely shift gears and talk about Sonnet 73. This poem is tackling a totally different kind of struggle. This isn't about some sudden crisis. No, this is a much quieter, more profound look at aging, at loss, and at the simple passage of time.
And you can really see that change in tone right here. Look over to the right side of our guide. The imagery isn't stormy or chaotic anymore. Instead, you've got autumn leaves, a setting sun, the glowing embers of a dying fire. It's beautiful, for sure, but it's all about endings.
So the emotional struggle here is a whole different beast. It's not that sharp sting of envy. It's that more universal, deep-seated fear of getting older. It's knowing that life isn't infinite, and with that comes the fear of losing the things and the people that we love.
You see, the problem in this sonnet isn't some internal flaw. It's an external, unstoppable force, time itself. The speaker is facing the fact that he's in the autumn of his life, which is really just a beautiful way of saying he's confronting his own mortality.
And this is where the solution gets so powerful, and honestly a little paradoxical. The speaker tells his loved one that seeing this decline, knowing their time together is limited, that's what should make their love even stronger. The very thing that threatens to take it all away is what makes this present moment so incredibly precious.
So what we're really looking at here isn't just poetry. It's like a practical guide to life. Shakespeare is offering two completely different kinds of emotional support for two very different kinds of pain. Because when you feel worthless, you need a different kind of strength than when you're facing a universal truth like aging. Let's really put them side by side.
So on the one hand, you have Sonnet 29, which shows love as a lifeline. It's this powerful force that literally rescues you from the depths of your own despair. But on the other hand, Sonnet 73 presents love as more of a lens. It doesn't save you from time, but it focuses your appreciation, making everything you have that much more valuable because you know it won't last forever.
And this table just breaks down those differences perfectly. Let's walk through it. Look at identity. In Sonnet 29, it's all about self-comparison and feeling like you're not enough. But in 73, it's about acceptance and maturity. Now look at time and mortality. For Sonnet 29, they're not really part of the problem, because the crisis is so personal and immediate. But for Sonnet 73, they are the entire point of the poem.
So, this all brings us to a timeless choice, one that we all face in our own lives when we turn to love for strength. What kind of strength are we actually looking for?
And that really is the heart of it. This is Shakespeare's guide to emotional survival. Sonnet 29 is for those moments when we feel completely lost and we just need love to remind us that we have worth. Sonnet 73, though, is for when we have to face the big, unavoidable facts of life, and we need love to give those facts meaning.
You know, Shakespeare doesn't pick a side here. He shows us that we need both kinds of strength, just at different times in our lives. So the real question he leaves us with is this: right now, in your life, which kind of love do you need more? The rescue or the light?